Hey there. So, the person I would like to include in this activity for a genogram would be someone that is an adolescent or someone in their 20s, because as cliche as it sounds, it's very much the coming of age of who am I, where do I come from? And I think that when we do get into those family dynamics, it gets very complicated. And at this age, a lot of children do have conflicts with their parents or relationship issues with other family members. So, sitting down with a client in that age bracket, I would have them start with themselves. That's very simple. It makes it very easy to segue into a comfort zone because this isn't going to be your first session by any means. This should be definitely further down the road, a few sessions in, where they're trying to figure out, well, my dad and I have a terrible relationship, and this and that, and the other. And it's great because this gives you an opportunity to ask questions or have them write it out themselves. Say, okay, well, for example, I have a key over here with 3 lines indicating a closeness between the two relatives, and then zigzags are kind of like rocky or there's conflict there. So I'd say, okay, we'll go ahead and use this key. Why is there conflict? Has there always been conflict? Do you remember if there was an event? And that way it's not you sitting down, staring at them and saying, why is that? Why do you have this issue? Instead, they can map it out. And as they're mapping out, maybe they can think back to, oh, yeah, we haven't been getting along since this event. Or they could say, I have no idea, which is great either way because as a clinician, you can work with it. So this is very vulnerable, just like a lot of our activities we've done. It's very delicate, and so we need to keep that in mind. One of the issues that comes up when you're working with this is you're doing births and deaths and religious factors, but one of the big things is mental health that comes up. And a lot of us don't know our mental health background. So, for example, if you were trying to figure out why you're not very close to Aunt Jane or the family's not close to Aunt Jane, she might have schizophrenia, and your family might not have known how to deal with that or might not have had the resources to deal with that and get her the help she needed. So it'd be very interesting to see where mental health comes from, but also, as a clinician, keeping in mind that that's a very delicate and sensitive topic. So we do not want to probe our clients at all in this situation. We want them to kind of learn about it on their own, and if they have questions, be there for them. Absolutely. The other thing that I think a genogram is really great for is as you're going through each of these boxes, it opens up that conversation because you could say, oh, well, when was so and so born, or where were they born, or what kind of religious did they practice, if any? And they might say, I don't know. But a genogram is not a one and done kind of thing. They have to go out and research. So this is a great activity where they might need to go ask their parents or their grandparents or their aunts and uncles to find out where they do come from. And that way it opens the conversation up with their family. And as a clinician, we can really use this in family practice because it opens up that comfort zone, and you're able to kind of have them seek out things they might have not known before, and that can kind of help us propel into the next sessions, whether it's by themselves or if we do include those family members. That's really important because then they're able to kind of tell their story of these expectations or hardships. So if they went through the Holocaust, for instance, did their family stay Jewish or was there a transition? Which is a very serious example, but hypothetically, that'd be really interesting to see if one of your clients is now agnostic and lo and behold, grandma and grandpa were very vulnerable and in a very difficult situation back in the day, so they had to hide their identity. So it'd be very interesting to see, but again, it's extremely, extremely delicate, and we need to take that into consideration when working with any family. And if your client, last but not least, says that they don't feel comfortable doing this activity anymore, then you absolutely stop and you respect that because this does get on some touchy subjects. But otherwise, it's really good. Thanks.